Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Good afternoon everyone. Respectable the chair lady of Finance Management Department for Rokiah Muda and the honorable all participants in the seminar. I am Siti Nur Farah binti Ismail, the moderator of this seminar today. The topic of this seminar is Customer Profitability Analysis. Okay, firstly, let me introduce our speaker today. The first one is Datuk Sri Siti Nur Fatin binti Ismail, who is the successful businesswoman in our country, and now she furthered her master study in German. The second speaker for today is Dr. Farah Aina binti Adam Rosli, who is a lecturer in UiTM Puncak Alam. And the last one, our best student in UiTM Dugun from BACC, Cik Izzatul Husna binti Hadi. Related to our main topic, Customer Profitability Analysis. Normally, every type of business have their business goal, which are want to higher or increase their profitability. Many factors can influence how sustainable and attainable it is. And the key factor is actually the customer profitability. By applying CPA, we can optimizing our marketing, customer service, and operation costs around the customer segment who are the most profitable for our brand. In addition, we will determine whether the customer is costing our money rather than customer will making our money. Other than that, by running the CPA will allow us to see our customer profit in detail. We can define the CPA is a managerial accounting method that allow businesses to determine the overall profit a customer generates. A profitable customer is someone who generates the revenue is more than the cost of their acquisition, selling, and serving. Okay, now why we need to apply CPA in our business? Because CPA allow the company to evaluate their customers and know how beneficial it is for them to keep the customer. So based on the value, they can decide upon the cost of the serving them, or even to decide whether to continue or let them go. Okay, next, there are two key developments of CPA. First one is advanced in information technology, and the second one is managing customers' value. Okay, for the first one, advanced in information technology had allowed the company to improve their quality and quantity of information concerning profitability, including information of revenue, cost, retention, and lifetime revenue. Since the information technology can provide detailed information and analysis about individual customer or group customers. And the second one, for managing customers' value, customer have an impact on other customers. Company employees and other group had taught their transaction and communication. Okay, for example, the company can refer to other customers to company offering. Now, allow me to welcome the speaker, Cik Izzatul Husna binti Hadi, to deliver her presentation about advantages and disadvantages of CPA.
Thank you to Miss Moderator. Hi and Assalamualaikum. I am Izzatul Husna binti Hadi, accounting student of University Technology Mara. I have learned about customer profitability analysis in my course, which is seminar in management accounting. Since I has learned about this topic, I will share with you guys about the advantage and disadvantage of customer profitability analysis. I will talk about the advantage of CPA first. There are many advantages of CPA, but I will only share 5 advantages, which are enhanced profitability, improve strategic decision making, offers method of identifying customer categories, minimizing costs, and increasing efficiency of operation. Enhanced profitability can be achieved by eliminating the non-profitable customer and maximize the sale to the profitable customer. The company can focus more on how to maximize their more profitable customer segment by evaluating the necessary resources, budget, and also the requirement to grow those customers. As a result, the company may increase their profit as well as the revenue that comes from the profitable customer segment. Second advantage is improved strategic decision making. Strategic decisions are basically the long-term decision made which will affect the way a company moves forward. This can be done by providing the useful information like pricing, discounting, and marketing decision for the customer-related decision. Next, offers method of identifying customer categories. To identify the customer group, the company needs to consider questions like who are the customers that are worth to return, which customer falls under profitable or non-profitable group, and also who are of the long-term value to the company. After the customer has been identified into group, it will help the company to give more attention to a particular customer group that need improvement in order to increase their profit and revenue. Next, minimizing costs. CPA can identify cost factors related to attracting and retaining profitable customers. A customer profitability analysis can help business identify their most profitable and least profitable customers and the expenses incurred for different market segments. By identifying the costs associated with each market segment, business can determine strategy for reducing the cost factor for their more expensive market. For example, we might notice a higher amount of expenses related to a particular market. We may spend more money on marketing to a certain demographic without gaining the expected revenue from that group, indicating that the cost of operation to serve that market is ineffective. So, identifying this issue allows us to make adjustments by lowering our marketing costs so they are better aligned with the profit gain. Lastly, CPA can help us identify any operational reason that explain why a certain market segment have a lower level of profit than others. Next, I will talk about disadvantages of CPA. One of the disadvantages of CPA is business do not have data capture program to accurately estimate consumer segment sales and costs. The CPA often have several drawbacks, such as a dynamic method that requires time and incorrect consumer record, which can affect our research. Second disadvantage is logistical difficulties estimating costs for each section. Companies can reasonably find that existing databases do not accurately allocate engineering service or logistic costs. The third disadvantage of CPA is CPA may ignore product or service purchased by customer. Since several industrial companies sell through independent distributors, the amount of customers included in the analysis is restricted by the degree to which distributors exchange their consumer information with their suppliers. Next, the combination of product or service purchased by customer may be overlooked. Customer profitability differs on the mix of product or service booked. The danger is that the analysis will be used on specified underperforming product or service and will overlook the impact of sales of other products to the customer. The last disadvantage of CPA is annual profitability may not be representative of lifetime value. The cost of attracting and retaining a customer should be compared with the lifetime earning and not just with the customer annual earning. That is all from me.
In customer profitability analysis (CPA), there are several steps need to follow, and there are challenges in applying the CPA. So now I will invite Dr. Farah Aina to talk about this.
Here are the steps for customer profitability analysis. The first step is selecting your customer. The process of customer segmentation can vary by your industry. For example, some industry may rely on demographic information like customer age group, income level, sex and geographic area. Other business may rely more heavily on psychographic information, such as customer interests, values, needs and patterns of behavior. Some business may collect information involved in this area to gain a true understanding who their customers are and how their customer purchasing habit affect their business. Step 2 is revenue attributable to each segment. One segment has been identified. The annual revenue is calculated per segment. How this is done will depend on the product or services offered by the company. You can also calculate your total revenue by finding the sum of all segments combined. Adjustment to the price paid by the customer for a product or service, such as discount, service fees, or product enhancement fees, must be included to determine the true amount of revenue generated by each customer and the aggregate amount calculated for the customer segment. Step 3 is determine the cost attributable to each segment. Use ABC method. The annual cost is calculated per segment. This will involve both directly attributable product or service cost and also customer cost, including allocation of overhead, marketing, sale and distribution costs. It is these customer costs which are often hidden, such as quality control, inspection costs, order picking, order fulfillment, and customer ordering costs. ABC is an effective way to examine both types of customer. Step 4. Analyze the profitable versus the less profitable or unprofitable customer segment. After calculate the customer profitability analysis for each of your market segment, analyze and classify your segment based on profitability. You can categorize your market by those that promote high profitability, moderate profitability, and low profitability to better understand how each segment contribute to your overall goals. Based on your data for each segment, analyze what factors cause each market to make its level of profitability. Consider whether your current business strategy are working to optimize the profit gain from each of your market segment. Step 5. Develop strategy to maximize profit from profitable customer and reduce or eliminate less profitable or non-profitable customer after analyze your market segment. For any market that generate low profitability, consider whether you can improve your marketing strategy, reduce your cost of operation, or eliminate service to that group. After identify your high profit segment, consider how effective your customer retention strategy are for those group. Also determine whether you can invest more in marketing to customers who fit the profile or those in your high profit market segment to gain more customers. To address the less profitable or non-profitable customer group, two main actions are used: elimination, chasing to supply this customer. This can be done by no longer marketing to this customer, changing the product or service so that it is no longer suitable, or rising price. Re-engineering, turning the less profitable or non-profitable customer group into profitable ones by either increasing revenue or decreasing cost attributable to this group, or both. And lastly, as part of your plan to implement new strategy, also plan to assess the effectiveness of this strategy. Set specific goal for improving your profitability and define how you plan to measure your progress. For example, you might identify a goal to increase the profitability of a particular market segment by 50% over a 6-month period. After setting this goal, create a plan to reduce expenses or increase the revenue generated by the market segment. Assess the effectiveness of your plan throughout the 6-month period and make adjustments as needed to reach your goal. There are some challenges that management must overcome to analyze customer profitability analysis. First, how to develop reliable customer revenue and customer cost figure. Many companies that express problems in reliably estimate customer revenue and customer cost. This problem can be categorized as customer revenue analysis and customer cost analysis. Tracking customer revenue involves a variety of challenges, including different distribution channels or geographic regions. A customer may make a purchase in different distribution channels and in different regions. Many companies cannot readily accumulate revenue data by customer for different distribution channels or geographic regions. Multiple names and codes. A single customer may have multiple names and coding. Thus, the computer file may have many customer names than actual customer. Revenue recognition issue. Many revenue recording issues must be addressed to develop reliable customer revenue numbers. Recording issue arise, for example, from barter transaction, possible discounting for extended payment periods, and inconsistent treatment of reduction from list price. Price discount should be a major focus in company where person have discretion over process charge to make sure that discounts are given only to customers who warrants price reduction. Tracking customer cost analysis involves a variety of challenges, including data not collected by customer. Many companies note that their accounting system fail to track costs of downstream areas like marketing, distribution, and customer service to customer. Lack of source records. Many of the source records required to track customer users of company resources does not exist. For example, salesperson might not keep records about how much time they spend with the customer. Allocating costs. Many costs of interest not specific. For example, costs of research and development and advertising are not customer specific. Second, how to recognize and estimate future downstream of customer. Two areas that are especially challenging are environmental and litigation costs. Environmental costs. Much diversity exists around the world. Consider regulation of environmental costs. In some jurisdictions, for example, customers of automobile have final responsibility for the disposal of recycle, while in other jurisdictions, the automobile company have this responsibility to dispose recycle. As a result, customers in different jurisdictions who buy the same product have different life cycle costs. Litigation costs. Companies are increasingly be sued by their customer. Many customers may receive a settlement amount that exceeds the purchase price that they paid for the product. The final challenge that management must overcome to analyze customer account profitability. Original customer profitability reports assume that all costs are variable in the long run with respect to the chosen cost drivers, and none of the costs are joined in the same. However, relaxing this exception may lead management to more accurate reports.
Thank you very much for Dr. Farah Aina for giving us an interesting and informative information about the challenge and the step that need to follow. Okay, the last one. The CPA also can be applied in industry segment. So now, I want to welcome the last speaker today, Datuk Sri Siti Nurul Fatim binti Ismail, to talk about this and relate to one of our industry about the CPA.
Thank you, Ms. Farah, for the good questions. To answering that question, on how CPA supply an industry. Now, let's look on the example here. Case study of Hotel Georgetown Penang. This is one of the industry that applied customer profitability analysis. So as for introduction, Hotel Georgetown Penang is one of the 4-star hotels that consists of 120 rooms. It is owned by a holding company that also owns several hotels, and their interest is in healthcare and construction services. Based from that case study, Hotel in Georgetown actually implement the customer profitability analysis by using 6 steps, which are the first step is customer segmentation, followed by the second step is revenue attribution, and proceed to the third step is cost attribution. As the cost head attribute, they will continue to the next step, which is they will analyze on profit, less profitable and unprofitable. From that, they will develop a new strategies and proceed to the last step, which is they will review the impact of the new strategies. To make it more clear, let's look more specifically at those of each steps. So for the first step is customer segmentation. For information, Hotel in Georgetown had divided their customers into 5 segments, which are the first one is workers travel for the business purposes. The second one is group of guests and the travel agents. However, for the third segment are guests that make reservation. Guests who attend social events had categorized as segment 4, and the last one is walking customer for the segment 5. Next, continue to the second step is revenue attributions. Here, revenue for each segment had calculated based on the customer bills and voucher. So we can see here the highest revenue gain here is on the segment 1, which is 5,556,525 ringgit. However, for the least revenue attribute is on segment 5, which is only 570,990 ringgit only. After the revenue had calculated for each segment, next they need to proceed to the next step, which is the cost attribution. Here, the company had determined the cost for each segment through cost centers and time-driven activity-based costing. For information, there are 7 main major of cost center, which are front office, housekeeping, food service, banquet halls, facility and securities, external relation, and the last one is sales and marketing. The cost allocation of each segment is calculated using time-driven activity-based costing. As the cost head attribute, they will continue to the next step, which is they will analyze on profit, less profitable and unprofitable. From that, they will develop a new strategies and proceed to the last step, which is they will review the impact of the new strategies. From the analysis made, the company had strategized some strategies to maximize their profit. For the most profitable customer segment, they decide to hire more marketing executives to contact and follow up with customers, and they will offering extra benefits like discount. However, for the other customer segment, they decide to incorporate more events. And for the last steps is they will review the impact of the new strategies that they had made before. So here we can see that the hotel in Georgetown put more emphasis on the segments that generate more profits for that hotels, and they will reduce marketing costs.
Okay, for the last session, I would like to thank to all the speakers that give us informative and interesting presentation about the customer profitability analysis (CPA), and all the participants in this seminar for the very active participant. Finally, give applause to all the speakers and for you all. Thank you very much, and Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.